The story of the Dapo Abiodun administration cannot be told without a mention of his policy of inclusivity, which left the door wide open for women to participate actively in government in Ogun State.
Congratulations,
Besides his deputy, who is a woman, several other key positions are handled by women who have proven their mettle in delivering optimal services in their areas of operations. One of whom is the Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Kikelomo Lunge.
In the entire southwest Nigeria, His Excellency is the only one that has a female deputy governor, right? So we're very proud of that. If you look at his political appointees, he has quite a lot of ladies, women, and he's also actually tried to get as many of the young ones as possible. So I think, we've ticked the box very confidently in that area. He's also done a lot, for the women folk in the area of just empowering women. Recently, I think it was in March or April, we relaunched the Okowo Dapo, which was largely for women to empower them at the bottom of the pyramid, provide funding for them, and in some cases grants for their businesses. The Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development has been very active in just ensuring that women get fair hearing, fair treatment in all areas. So, and also we passed the affirmative action law that gives at least 35% of positions to women in the state.
His Excellency has also, in his wisdom, considered those who might not be well lettered and eligible for appointment or awards of contract by creating several avenues to get them empowered. One of such programs is the Okowo Dapo, launched on the 5th of September 2019 to help women at the grassroots level, petty traders, access interest-free loans to boost their trade.
Okowo Dapo is an empowerment initiative that will provide affordable microloans to females, small and micro entrepreneurs, traders or artisans who typically lack collateral, steady employment, or a verifiable credit history. Our aim is that group clusters will provide the required collateral for the loan. My husband is flagging off this program today by providing credit to 2,000 women. The scheme is based on a sustainable approach in that repayments will go back into the Okowo Dapo fund and will then be made available for lending to other female-owned small and micro businesses. As an entrepreneur who understands the challenges of running a business as a woman in this country, I'm incredibly pleased and proud to be a part of such a laudable initiative focused on aiding women to succeed in business.
The idea is to ensure the dragnet of financial inclusion is well spread across the state, capturing more women at the grassroots, empowering them to conquer poverty, thereby boosting the economy of the state.
What is more important in the entire process of poverty elevation, financial inclusiveness, and creating economic prosperity is the majority of these people do not need huge funds and resources for their enterprises. With available microcredits, they will be able to do their micro and small businesses, earn a decent living, provide food for themselves and for their families. It is more exciting to note that a major segment of our population, the women and the youth, will have access to this microcredit scheme. The women and youth form the larger percentage of our population, and their inability to access funds for the growth of their enterprise has largely made them vulnerable. It is our sincere belief that empowering this particular segment, which form the bulk of our population and the foundation of our families, will go a long way in strengthening our family institution and by extension reinforce our social fabrics. This means that as more of our mothers and youth have legitimate means of livelihood, we will not only promote employment generation, alleviate poverty, ensure food security, it also will go a long way in the reduction of criminal tendencies.
While the scheme may have had its own fair share of hiccups at the initial stage of implementation, we urge to harness the benefits that comes with increased economic activities of women on the family and by extension the state propelled the Dapo administration to ensure the scheme was reviewed and reinvigorated.
The Nigeria for Women project took off late 2019, early 2020, and that applied to just 3 local governments at the time. Now we have married both programs and taken learnings from Nigeria for Women project and the Okowo Dapo that we launched in 2019, and now upscaled that right across all the 20 local governments of the state. And our target is to reach no less than 300,000 women in the state who will benefit from this program, which will improve their financial knowledge, improve their business skills, improve their social skills, and generally just make them much better than where they were before they were participating in this program.
Thank you very much, DJ Josh.
By the 1st of April 2022, during the official flag-off of the Nigeria for Women project in Ogun and the disbursement of individual grants to women beneficiaries, over 37,000 women had been supported to form 2,251 women affinity groups WAG across the 3 implementing local government areas, namely Odeda, Yewa North and Ijebu Northeast.
Today's flag-off ceremony should be seen as another giant stride towards full integration of women in development. We are scaling up Okowo Dapo. Okowo Dapo! For women, in which we have our pilot WAGs who were formed using the Nigeria for Women project innovative strategy. We are disbursing the livelihood grants. We are scaling up Okowo Dapo to all LGs not covered by the Nigeria for Women project, and we are empowering our women.
The official flag-off of the Nigeria for Women project and the relaunch of the Okowo Dapo scheme in the remaining 17 local government areas of the state, which attracted dignitaries, trade unions, artisans association and more, had a harvest of goodwill messages, including those from the World Bank, the Federal Executive Council and the Presidency.
The World Bank's mission here is to help support Nigeria in raising 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. Central to that task is empowering the economic empowerment of women. Without that, Nigeria nor any other country can aspire to reduce and eliminate poverty. So in that sense, the Nigeria for Women program is at the heart of what we are here, what our mission is here in Nigeria, to support the economic empowerment of women. That's why we're very happy to be able to support this program and to be here in Ogun, which has been a first mover in terms of implementing the Nigeria for Women program.
The journey that led to us to this day has been fulfilling and very enriching one. I must give the credit for this to all the state governments, especially Ogun State government, under the able leadership of Prince Dapo Abiodun, who embraced the project and provided all the necessary support to ensure that Nigeria for Women project achieved its of women in this country.
What he believes is that what women need is not hands out, but hands together, working together for the social, economic development of our nation. Mr. President is devoted to this Nigeria for Women's project, because by being for women, we are being for Nigeria. Nigeria for women, women for Nigeria, working together is the only way in which we can lift our country to achieve the potential to which its resources and the Almighty God has destined us.
Increasing prosperity for our women.
His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun, in his remark, emphasized his administration's commitment to giving women the platform to achieve their God's-given dream and attain the peak of their potential.
I'm happy to report that our commitments have continued to yield bountiful harvest, because our beneficiaries are in other local government are already having discussions with the World Bank that they want to start a microfinance bank. Can you imagine these women that participated in the Nigeria for Women project, that have been so successful, have approached us that they want to start a microfinance bank? Unbelievable.
First, we are going to have the electronic disbursement by His Excellency. Then we are going to have the signing of the checks and presentation, and then the signing of the executive order. The Honorable Minister is also here to be part of this presentation. Your Excellency and the Honorable Minister.
The Honorable Minister of Women Affairs will be clicking on the button, and once he does that, the beneficiaries of the Nigeria for Women project will begin to receive their alert. Let me give the microphone to her.
Your Excellency, our champion governor. It's okay, it's okay. Check your phones. Please, beneficiaries, check your phones. Everything. Wow!
Everybody, Oti wale, Shoti wale, Atewo,
Oti wale, ìjọba náà pàṣẹ.
Ìgbéga obìnrin Okowo Dapo.
In order to walk his talk of spreading the dividend of Okowo Dapo to other local government areas of the state, Prince Dapo Abiodun has set the necessary machinery in place. Across all the local council areas, a trainers' workshop is taking place. These ward facilitators are being trained on financial literacy, savings methodology, and business skills.
The ward leaders, the women leaders in the local governments in Ogun State were mobilized, and they came up with a training that we should come and train them on the savings methodology, financial education, and business skills. And we had to do a crash program of 3 days, and we have it across the 20 local governments in Ogun State. Precisely, the project is actually a project that impacts on women at the grassroots. Women at the grassroots, I mean women in the communities. And the vision is, if you empower a woman, you are empowering the whole community. So the background or the overview of this training is to bring together ward facilitators women that will be used as ward facilitators, and they need to be equipped. They need to have the knowledge of what they are going to train the women in the communities with. Okowo Dapo is a methodology that has a group of women. We call them women affinity groups. There are 20 women in a group that needs to go into savings and loan and credits. Their methodology is the kind that is transparent. It's the kind that has a group of people that have their own group decision making. In this group, they are self-managed. Rotational leadership gives the women the opportunity to taste what it is to be a leader. They grow their leadership skills through that. They get to understand how to organize themselves and to coordinate a group. This part, a second part of that group, of the Okowo Dapo. Okowo Dapo empowers women. Okowo Dapo makes women to grow up their businesses. However, apart from that, the women grow up what we call social relationship. And they see that platform as a social capital where they support themselves.
Financial education is the ability to understand how we make money, or how money works, how we manage money, or how we invest money.
The program has been well received by our women, and the testimonials that we are getting are very encouraging. And it's almost like, where has this been all our lives? And people are really looking up, and you know, I'm very happy that His Excellency has brought this project, this program, to the women of Ogun State, and on their behalf I say thank you very much, because you know, this is a game changer for the women of this state. And I hope you're able to go out and talk to them and hear it directly from them.
They will in turn, at the ward level, train those who indicate interest to be part of the Okowo Dapo scheme. It is an exciting experience for them.
Any woman above 18 is entitled to this. So we are asked to go back to our community. I'm going back to my ward 15, to impact this knowledge to my people over there. So, and this is going to empower so many women to stop going to Bamule Lanta stuff, all these loans they collect, and they will be making their life miserable.
This program, Okowo Dapo, we enable the women in the whole of Ogun State to save. It teaches us how to do our budgeting on our business, how we can borrow money, how we can save, then how we can use what we can use our money for. If you want to do Okowo Dapo, you must be able to relate with the other community women, not only in your community, but other communities.
In fact, it may get be obìnrin tí mo ní àǹfààní láti máa kópa nínú àpéjọpọ̀ àwọn program tí a ṣe lórí.
As a beneficiary of this program, I am so excited because it's the first time I am experiencing this type of initiative in the state. We are really impressed, a reason we are praying to celebrate him again come 2023. The benefits are numerous. The governor has made us glad. We have been looking for these kinds of opportunities.
This is a promise-keeping administration. We will continue to serve you. We will only make promises that we intend to keep. We're a promise-keeping administration.
Continue to find us worthy, ready, and willing partners.
At one of the women affinity groups in Shagamu, these women meet for the day's activities. They discuss among themselves and make their individual contributions to the scheme. The wide acceptance of this scheme that has turned the lives of many women around is remarkable, judging by the testimonies of these beneficiaries.
Thank you, Dapo Abiodun. Your quest for a second term in office will be easy. I also appreciate the Commissioner for Women Affairs, who enlisted me into Okowo Dapo. The training I have received has really been of immense benefit to me.
Okowo Dapo have improved my business in the sense that before I have a little things in my job, but now I've been collecting loans and I've been selling, producing more than expected. So my market is now improving and I have more customers than before. Before they ask for one thing, I will say I don't have, but now I have a lot. To the governor and to those that organize this thing, this Okowo Dapo, I really appreciate them. I thank God on their behalf because we are able to gain a lot. There are some of us that don't even have enough money to sell. They don't. There's someone that's in our own group that she didn't have anything, but the first loan she collected, she's able to sell many things. Now she's proud of Okowo Dapo.
Noodles ni mo ń tà. I started my business selling noodles in small quantities until I became part of this scheme, Okowo Dapo. Now, I have 2 shops. I didn't expect this. I am very happy.
Discourage mi pé má ṣe jàre, but nísìn mo rí pé in fact inú mi dùn.
Ṣé m lọ kí Olúkùnmi ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù rẹ̀?
I have a friend who used to come beg me for pittance every now and then. All of a sudden, she stopped coming to me. I then decided to go pay her a visit. I noticed her condition has completely changed. The transformation baffled me. I then inquired about her newfound status. She told me about Okowo Dapo. I demanded she introduced me to the program. Now I am a beneficiary too. I am enjoying the benefits.
As the saying goes, little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. And these women are proving the statement right by making the most of the project. This again is demonstrated at this validation exercise for ward facilitators for Okowo Dapo in Okemoson, Abeokuta. And the testimony continues.
These are women that are extremely dependable and reliable. These are women that we often take advantage of by canvassing for their support and their votes. They are the ones who would help us in canvassing for the support of the generality of people in their various constituency and wards. They are the ones that will be the first to get to polling units. They will be there, they will cast their votes, they will be there, they will ensure that they stay there till voting is completed and counted. They will defend those votes. But once government is formed, these women oftentimes are forgotten because they don't qualify to benefit from contracts. Most of them, they are not appointable into offices. And we struggle with finding ways and means to empower them and ensure that our empowerment reaches the generality of the women. So as a state government, we sat down and we thought, what can we do to impact their lives positively? And what can we do that will be sustainable? So we thought of this cooperative scheme, which we call Okowo Dapo. And what is this scheme? The scheme that affords us to aggregate our women at the very basic units of our constituencies, which is the wards. So, and we do that by allowing them to do something that they are used to, because we don't want something too complicated. We don't want something that's too difficult for them to understand. So we started with a pilot scheme, and that pilot scheme we did it along with the World Bank. It's called the Nigerian for Women Project by the World Bank. So it's a scheme that affords us to identify women that we call ward facilitators. Those ward facilitators now go to the wards, they educate our women, they teach them about how to engage each other. If you save 20,000, you get 80,000. If it's a group of 20, the first 10 benefit, the other 10 sort of collateralize those 10 to ensure that they are accountable. And these monies remain in their custody. Nobody takes the money away from them. It remains in their custody. We've piloted this in 3 local governments. And I'm proud to say that in those 3 local governments, we have 62,000 women that are benefiting from this scheme. These 62,000 women have saved over 500 million naira.
Government can hardly boast of having all the resources required to operate. But when what is available is efficiently and effectively utilized, the people prosper. The Dapo Abiodun administration has continued to live up to its resolve to stay accountable, transparent, fair, and responsible. That is a mark of good leadership. The journey continues.